Helms Deep. I think it's time for a reboot, a re-release of this set. After starting the new June 1st release of Minas Tirith, set number 11377, I'm reminded over and over again of the older Lord of the Rings sets were released during the Hobbit trilogy movies. Orthanc Tower, a set I reviewed earlier this year, and now Helms Deep. I purchased another knockoff set. I wanted to experience this build as well. Maybe, just maybe, they'll re-release Helms Deep, this set again. What would be even better, icing on the cake, is if they released one of these battle packs as well. I've been talking over the live stream, or the last several live streams, as I built through the first box of the Minas Tirith set, how awesome those 2012, circa 2012, 2013 sets were. Join me as I review this Helms Deep set, talking about another Lord of the Rings set. Just finishing up the build and doing one of the Rampart builds, and I think one other part of this build I forgot about. Aragorn and Gimli sneak out the side to ambush the orcs as they're attacking up the rampart here, or up the path to the main gate, the portcullis. Sneak out a side door. So there is a side door here of the build, and then Aragorn. So yeah, there is that part. I think that's what this little side build here is. You get this in the right location exactly, but I want to say that's what this part is for in that part of the movie. So that is kind of fun. So let me finish building this main tower that goes in the back. I really love the rounded part of it. And then I will show off, I will show off the finished product. Maybe your collection is growing and you are like me. You're one of those people that missed out on the 2012, 2013 release season when sets like this came out, the Orthanc Tower, or sets like this, which I'm currently building, Helms Deep, and you weren't a Lego collector back then. They call it the Dark Ages. I've heard other Lego YouTubers talk about coming out of your Dark Ages and then you join the club once again, so to speak. You get back into Lego. For me, getting back into Lego definitely happened when my kids were a lot younger and they started collecting sets like Nexo Knights or the Mixel sets, and something happened. I helped them build some of these Lego sets and it clicked in my mind, I would like to collect Lego again. So that's one thing, but then you get back into Lego and then you realize what you missed, and what I missed were the first round of Lord of the Rings sets. Orthanc Tower was one I missed out on, and Helms Deep. So when Rivendell came out and the Barad-dûr set came out, that was pretty exciting. So obviously we added those to our collection. The Minas Tirith set, if you're excited about the Lord of the Rings sets, that looks amazing. Initially, I was thinking it kind of looks like a wedding cake. Just the build, it didn't strike me as the way it looks in the films, in the Lord of the Rings trilogy of movies. But then you see other pictures, and of course, Lego itself did a reveal video of the set. And I like the combination of a micro scale and minifig scale of the set, especially the Hall of Kings. So I'm really looking forward to that set. There are some ways to get these older Lord of the Rings sets. So the Orthanc Tower and the Helms Deep set we found as knockoff versions that you can get through different vendors. And so before investing all the money in trying to get the real Lego sets, why not try the builds themselves and see if they're worth it? And you really get the, obviously when you get big Lego sets, you really like the minifigures that go with it. This being a prime example, if you know the movies well, Theoden, what a cool minifigure, the King of Rohan. And the Helms Deep story obviously goes back to where they made supposedly their last standoff against the Uruk-hai, and the attack on Helms Deep was like the last bastion, the last refuge, the Alamo, if you will, of the Rohirrim. And so this set became part of that theme. These sets, I think, were inspired by the Hobbit movies, the trilogies that came out around that 2010 era. Now, building this set, an alt-break set, first thing you'll notice is, and I've said this before on the Orthanc Tower review, if that's a set you're interested in, please check out our review of the Orthanc Tower knockoff brick set. A pretty good, I thought, thorough review on just what you're getting involved in, what you're investing in. Same thing for this Helms Deep set. You get a set of instructions, and you always take the risk of a knockoff set. Granted, you are paying, honestly, you're probably paying 20% of the original price. So it's a serious discount. But you get not so exciting instruction booklet. Sometimes you don't even get the instruction booklet, which is fine. You don't necessarily need it. You can use the PDF version and build from there. But you do get the instruction booklet. This one actually turned out to be pretty good. You can see the instructions resemble pretty much like the Lego instructions. The Orthanc Tower, other knockoff brick sets I've had with instructions, the instructions are packed in on one page, and it's really small, the print, and I can't see it very well. But this one looks normal. The minifigures look pretty good. The hard part with minifigures is they always, for knockoff sets, they don't always come together in the best condition until obviously you can build them up. That's the fun part, especially if you're a younger collector. Building minifigures is fun, and you can see these turned out to be pretty good. And the hope is that you get the minifigures with the knockoff set. And of course, my favorite is the print pieces. You remember the torch guy used to basically charge the breach of the Helms Deep Set, and there's a cool mechanical feature here for the Helms Deep when you build this, where he goes, they put this piece, which resembles that Saruman put together with the gunpowder, and puts it into the breach. This guy charges in, and you get like a little Technic lever here that, let's see, how do I do it? I think you turn it. Boom, and then you destroy the wall. So obviously Theoden wouldn't be here. He'd be probably way up here. No, he'd be way up here and just keep going, uh-oh. You know, I remember Theoden kind of pushed the envelope with his hubris. So anyway, this Helms Deep set comes in pieces. I haven't finished it yet, but you can see I'm probably about 4/5 of the way there. There's some cool little, I don't know, Easter egg pieces here in the steps, the approach to the keep or to the portcullis. And you have, I like the detail, even on the interior part with the gates to the fortress. The gates to the fortress look really cool. And it's a pretty thick door here. They move pretty well. And you have, you get kind of the medieval warfare strategy here, where they have these little barrels here that can put pitch and tar, or dump hot tar or stones, or I don't know what, fire onto the attackers. And they even give you a siege ladder, where this would be, obviously in the movie, when you get the cool part of that movie is when these things get raised to the top to actually reach the wall. So there's a lot of cool playable features to this build. Actually, one of my favorite parts of this build, now that I've destroyed the wall in the demonstration, but is the tower here. In the movie, you get Gimli climbing to the top. Like the last part of the movie is Theoden and Aragorn. I don't think Aragorn comes with a horse, but you can probably, if you have a Lego castle set around, probably. If you have another Lego horse, you can put Aragorn on horseback with Theoden, and they can charge down and attack the remaining Uruk-hai. And you have Gimli here sending the signal, using the horn hammerhand and these trumpets or horns that sound the signal to draw in or call out the Rohirrim to help with the attack. So there's some cool references to the movie and the build. The build is basically, I think, really cool. It's got, that use of classic castle, especially with these wall pieces with the windows and the parapet and the ramparts at the top. Definitely something you can modify and turn into a larger Lego castle, or you can combine this and probably make the Helms Deep Fortress even bigger with just some gray pieces. And I think these pieces are available again or on Bricklink. And of course, the tower all connects It's got some modular sections to it that you can connect and build, and so the tower becomes pretty substantial. And then I think this is the interior tower right here. So overall, it will look pretty good. I'll show you the finished product. Basically, this is a set that came out a while ago, 2012. So it's set 9474. If you're going to compare this set to the Lord of the Rings sets that are coming out now with Minas Tirith, I still think they hold up. You get that classic piece. This set, or you get that classic look of kind of some Lego pieces, but you also get some of that newer structure to it. I love the fact that there's some green bricks in here matched in with some of the mason bricks and the slope pieces here to really make this set more of like a Middle Earth structure than just maybe a medieval castle structure. So this set is over 1,300 pieces. When it was released originally, $130. It has the stone walls, the tower, the gatehouse, the causeway, and it definitely has that Helms Deep look like I was saying. And these levers here where Rohirrim soldiers can obviously dump stuff on the attackers, that's something I don't think old classic castle sets have. Overall, the build experience is really good. It's definitely a fun build. It's very straightforward. You're building a castle set, so it's a tower piece. I like the fact that they use these hinge pieces, connect, and obviously you can make the walls turn on certain angles, but they also go on these tower pieces, and therefore you can have a rounded tower. I really like that effect, and so it's a very substantial looking rounded tower as well. And comes with a pretty good variety of minifigures. You've got 4 orcs, one being the berserker, and then a couple sappers, and then, well, none of them have those long spears. But yeah, the Uruk-hai, the ones made by Saruman. Then, of course, who you could easily confuse, but you've got Haldir, from Lothlorien, if I can say it right. So Haldir, probably my favorite of the minifigure set, of course, is King Theoden with his helmet and the decoration on his helmet. That's a fun part of the build. So let me show you the complete set and give you one more point of view. The knockoff set is totally worth it. This is what I got. Obviously, not going to be the perfect set. It's not the original, but in terms of display and the setup with all the Lord of the Rings sets, I think you'll enjoy it. Honestly, it might still be one of the best Lego castles ever released if you wanted to think of it as a Lego castle. It definitely has that nostalgia piece, especially with the window sections here of the old Lego castle builds, the gray castles. And then with these slope pieces, a little bit different texture and style. Although maybe the castles that came out in 2000 or so were like that. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Lego Lord of the Rings set now that we have a whole new series of sets of Minas Tirith. There's a lot of sets to compare as they can all be displayed together. There's so much fun in building up now a Lord of the Rings city if you wanted to. Thanks for watching Brick Therapy 2-3. Just joining our channel and letting us share some more fun displays. Join our Lego community. Be sure to like and subscribe. And check out this video we did of the Orthonk Tower as well. Thanks for watching Brick Therapy.
It's Brick Therapy 2-3.